Yukiko's Airbnb here. So I would like to talk about how and why I started hosting Airbnb. So I started year 2011 when my son was 4 years old, and so year 2011 March is the one. There is a big earthquake in Japan. So I'm originally from Japan, and around that time, every summer, I took my son to visit my family in Japan, in Yokohama. But because of the earthquake and like radiation problems, I was worried if I should take my son there, and also around the time my parents are getting old, and so each year they visited us from Japan, but the long flight Japan to East Coast in the US is long flight. So and I was thinking, if I cannot visit Japan so often, if my parents cannot visit us in the US so often, then I had some homesick. So it would be nice if I can host exchange student from Japan. So I contacted homestay agency or homestay company. I think I contacted 5 or 6 companies, and several agencies, they require host family to be native English speakers, not me, immigrant, fresh off the boat, broken English. So I only get one company that anyone can sign up, as long as I have private room with desk and closet, and the closet size and length is this and that, and the desk for computer and textbooks. So I signed up on a homestay company, but that company, they don't introduce exchange student every month. So it can be every other month, and there was a time that we didn't have international student for 2 months or possibly 3 months. I enjoyed hosting student because I enjoy cooking, so I provide breakfast and dinner. But because of the unreliable thing, so I started contacting several colleges and universities in Tokyo, including the college I graduated from, like admin office or something. And then still, I couldn't really get any response, and I contacted like an organization in Washington D.C., Japan American Researchers Institute or organization or something, and then they responded that someone might need accommodation next summer, but when the summer comes, no one came, and then so I was blown off. And then in the meantime, my neighbor in Silver Spring, Maryland, told me that he went to convention center in DC, and so he said every time convention center is happening, the like hotels and accommodations are very crowded, and some people cannot find place to stay. And then, so I guess I can contact Washington D.C. Convention Center. And around that time, like social worker is visiting me once a month, because my son was in Montgomery County in infant and toddler, and also ABA therapy for minor autism. And then the social worker told me Airbnb, air bed and breakfast. And then I asked, what is the Airbnb? And then the social worker said, yeah, it's for like a backpacker, or like, well, I don't want to say she said something wrong, but unlike like attendees for convention centers, like convention centers are for mainly like business people or researcher or business people. But when I heard backpacker, I kind of associated with stereotypical image of low budget travelers. It's still year 2011. It's not like now many people are become digital nomad and are traveling while getting paid. But at that time, year 2011, it's I don't think digital nomad is common back then. And then, but the convention center. Yeah, I called convention center, but they don't introduce accommodation. Like convention center attendees stay in Hilton or Holiday Inn or like or the Four Seasons and things. And if the hotels in DC gets booked and people start looking for Virginia or Maryland, and convention center don't have anything like accommodation office or housing office or any of that. So the social worker suggests Airbnb because I felt dead end from the conversation with convention center. So that's how I came across the platform Airbnb. And then so I create account, and 1 month after that I received first booking. And I was not so nervous because Airbnb says like host guarantee, and then my understanding is that there is no delinquent rent. So then okay, let's do it. And so that's the beginning. And then around the time I received notification that Airbnb community manager in DC held several events, orientation or workshop, and class, and host roundtable, in socializing or gathering or get together and things. So I attended majority of them, I think I attended maybe 90% of it. If I There are one or two events that I couldn't attend because I saw email notification late, and then by the time I tried to sign up, people already signed up, and then that's how I met other hosts in DC and Maryland, and yeah, people talk about difference between Craigslist and couch surfing, and yes, several people are happy about Airbnb because they can continue hosting even after retirement. So I feel the same way. Then yeah, that's that. So yeah, I'm not so good at talking, but thank you for listening. If anybody listened to this video, and yeah, Airbnb gives me learning opportunities. I can practice English, both reading and writing, and I can meet new people from various countries. And right now, my guest is from Taiwan. My Before that, the guest from Kenya, who lives in South Africa, who made us a super host. And before that, someone from France and Sri Lanka and where's other countries. So, and then that's how I can learn about some history and geography. So it's very much fun. So I hope the Airbnb members, both host and guest, are having happy traveling and happy hosting. Thank you. Bye.